Why did you pick this topic?
Well, I play a lot of video games. I started when I was 7 by playing battle tanks, and then right now I play a lot of video games like Titanfall, Battlefield, Call of Duty, and upload them onto my YouTube channel. Despite playing violent video games, everyone says that I need to be more aggressive, like my parents and my wrestling coach. I've been wrestling since I was 12, I'm 18 now, and I'm one of the top 8 wrestlers in our region. And I usually use technique and tenacity to win over just being more aggressive than the other wrestler.
What concept from this class prompted your interest in this topic?
Well, in Module 9, learning about Anderson's research, I disagreed with his findings, but I wanted to see how the studies were conducted and determine whether the results made sense.
What are the various perspectives involved in this controversial issue?
Well, while I was researching the literature, I found that Anderson has published many articles about this since 2000, sometimes 2 or 3 per year. And he's used various designs such as longitudinal, correlational, and experimental, with various age groups ranging from children to adults, and even cross-cultural, such as Japan versus the US. He's defined his variables in different ways, with the independent variable always being violent video games, and the dependent always being the aggression after playing. He's determined if the video games are violent sometimes by the actual player who's playing the games. Sometimes he's determined by assumptions about the genre, like shooters are going to be more aggressive than puzzle games or logic games. And sometimes rated by the games are rated by a panel of judges. Aggression after playing is sometimes recorded by self-reports of whether they have punched or kicked anyone. In Japan, it was over the course of the last month. In the US, it was over the course of the last year. And it was also told by the participant, the teacher, their teachers, and their peers. Sometimes it's by a hostility scale score, and sometimes it's by aggressive treatment of an opponent, such as assigning a hard tangram puzzle to solve. Anderson has always concluded that violent video games directly impact aggression. In fact, Anderson and his colleagues have published 2 meta-analyses that bolster these claims.
Are there any researchers who are criticizing Anderson's work?
There are some other researchers, such as Ferguson and Kilburn, who have pointed out some shortcomings in the methodology of the meta-analyses. One, most of them do not use true aggression as the dependent variables. They measure hostility or whether a participant is willing to blast the opponent with white noise.
This man scored in the 98th percentile. He has a very high opinion of himself. Then each student was asked to write a short essay and told an unidentified partner would judge it.
This envelope contains your essay.
In truth, there were no partners, but students like him were told, "This is the worst essay I've ever seen." Next, they were given a chance to torture the phantom partner who'd criticized them. They were told if they could press a button faster than their opponent, they could blast them with noise. It turned out that students like this man, students with inflated self-esteem, were 3 times more aggressive, much more likely to try to blast the other guy's eardrum.
2, there's a heavier reliance on correlational data, and correlation does not imply causation. For one thing, the directionality problem, which is you don't know the violent video games cause you to be more aggressive, or being aggressive makes you want to play more violent video game. And then there's also the third variable problem, where you don't know if there are other factors that could be causing you to be more violent and play video games. Like, there could be problems with your friends, or there could be problems in school, or there could be problems in your neighborhood, or even in your house that could be causing you to play more violent video games and be more aggressive. Overall, the correlational coefficient in Anderson's research was only 0.15, which is barely different from 0, and it was only significant because the sample size was larger than 3,000. The sample size in his studies was 3,300.
How does this issue directly or indirectly impact you?
Well, it directly impacts me because when I was little, my parents didn't want me playing as many video games as I wanted to, because they thought that it would directly impact how violent I was or how aggressive I was. It indirectly impacts me because when I talk to people and I tell them that I play a lot of video games, they stereotype me by saying, oh, he plays a lot of video games, that must mean he's more violent.
After researching this issue, where do you stand? Why?
Personally, I think it's more your self-esteem and like how your self-view that make you more hostile and aggressive than whether it's any external factors such as playing video games or anything. Also, we always have to remember that studies reveal general principles and not individuals' behaviors. So you could have all these studies in the world and you wouldn't be able to take their results and generalize it to an individual. You don't know what a single individual is going to do.
So what are you going to do next?
Next, I'm going to go play some Titanfall.